Some days, you wake up and the light just feels heavy. Not because the sun is gone, but because something inside you is clouded. Maybe your to-do list is already waiting for you. Maybe your mind is racing before your feet even touch the ground. Or maybe there's just a silence, one that feels more like absence than peace. And in those moments, gratitude might feel distant. Not because you're ungrateful, but because life at times makes thankfulness feel like a luxury. Like something you earn only after everything finally goes right. But what if that's not how it works? What if gratitude isn't something that happens to you, but something you return to again and again? A quiet decision, a gentle realignment. Not because everything is perfect, but because even in the imperfection, there is still breath. There is still movement. There is still something holding you. Nina didn't feel grateful when the train doors shut in front of her. She had spilled coffee on her blouse. She was late. She was tired. That train was the last thing she thought she had control over that day. And then, it left without her. She felt that familiar internal script. Of course. Just my luck. Another day of being behind. But for some reason, as she stood there on the platform, she paused. She looked at the clouds. Noticed the breeze. Noticed that she was okay. Late, yes. Frustrated, yes. But safe. That moment of awareness didn't erase the lateness, but it changed her posture. It softened the grip. And in that softening, she realized she still had agency. She could choose to spiral, or she could choose to breathe. Later, she found out that train was delayed anyway. There was a disruption further down the line. Maybe that missed train was protection. Maybe it was just a small redirection. She didn't need to know why. All she needed to know was that choosing gratitude made her feel powerful again. Not because she controlled the outcome, but because she reclaimed her response. Gratitude has that power. Not to fix, but to frame. Not to change what is, but to reveal what's already present. It brings the invisible into focus. The breath we didn't notice. The support we forgot we had. The peace that still flickers behind the noise. It slows us down. Not into passivity, but into presence. Marcus had been through a season he wouldn't wish on anyone. Loss layered on loss. His job. His relationship. His health. Everything he'd used to define his identity had dissolved. He tried to push forward, but his body resisted. Chronic pain flared. Anxiety climbed. And the world, which once felt open, now felt closed and cold. One night, during another long, restless episode, he picked up a notebook that had been collecting dust on his nightstand. He didn't know what to write. So he just wrote, "Still breathing." That was it. 2 words. But in that moment, it was enough. And the next night, he added something more. The tea helped. Friend texted to check in. Found my old playlist. They weren't breakthroughs. They weren't life-changing. But they were true. He wasn't documenting a perfect life. He was anchoring into a real one. And slowly, gently, his heart began to unclench. The pain didn't vanish, but it became less heavy. Because something else began to take its place. Perspective, hope, and yes, gratitude. Not all gratitude glows. Sometimes it flickers. Sometimes it's whispered in between sobs. Sometimes it shows up in hindsight. It doesn't mean you're ignoring what's hard. It means you're letting yourself remember what's still holding you together. Maya believed she wasn't doing gratitude right. She tried journaling every morning. She downloaded the apps, watched the reels, made the vision board. And still, it didn't stick. What no one told her was, gratitude doesn't always need a method. It just needs a moment. She stopped writing in her planner and started whispering thank you while brushing her teeth. Started noticing how the wind touched her skin on her walk to the store. Started silently blessing her meals before the first bite. Not every day, not every moment, but enough. Enough to start noticing the shift. Enough to make space for softness. Enough to stop waiting for gratitude to feel big and make it feel real instead. You don't have to chase gratitude. You just have to turn toward it. It's already here. In the way your lungs expand without your asking. In the way your pet meets you at the door. In the laugh you didn't expect. In the memory that warmed your chest today, even for a second. Gratitude lives in the pause. And when you let yourself dwell there, even briefly, you start to attract more reasons to remain there. That's the hidden truth of this entire practice. We don't practice gratitude to ignore the pain. We practice it to remember. We are still whole. We are still held. We are still alive. And that is sacred. In time, you'll notice. Gratitude doesn't always raise your voice. Sometimes, it lowers your defenses. It brings you back into rhythm with life. Not by speeding up, but by listening, by noticing, by receiving. So the next time your day feels ordinary, or inconvenient, or too much, you don't have to force a smile. You don't have to fake a mood. Just ask yourself softly, what is still working? What remains? What feels true right now? Maybe it's the warmth of your socks, or the way your favorite song always finds you at the right time. Maybe it's a message you almost forgot to open, or a memory that still makes you feel like you're not alone. Gratitude doesn't need to be loud, but it is powerful. It teaches you that joy isn't something you wait for. It's something you build, bit by bit, breath by breath. So take a deep breath now. Not because everything is perfect, but because you can. Because this moment is a gift. Because you're still here. And because, even now, there's something to be thankful for. Even now, you are growing. Even now, you are connected to everything you need. So walk slowly, breathe fully, live gently. Let gratitude guide you back to yourself. Let's glow and grow.